shadow figure, sleep attack, moving objects, possessed doors, mismanaged medications, rocking horse, the camera moves, floating objects, blue being. Welcome to another episode of Paranormal, True or False. Let's get into these clips and see what questions we have. If you like this content and want to see more of it, please subscribe. You can also turn on the bell icon to get notified of new videos. Is this a shadow person following this person? As this person walks around this corner, a shadow can be seen following him, but it's not his shadow. Is this paranormal? Is this man being haunted? Is it a real ghost? Is it a camera glitch? Is it an editing trick? Is this an overlapping footage thing where two sets of footage were filmed and then they overlapped, making the one figure more obscure? I'm undecided on this one. I think it's a camera glitch, I think it's some type of a editing trick, and I think it might be paranormal. What do you think on this one? Is this person being attacked in their sleep? All of a sudden, an object lunges onto the bed. What is that? Is it demonic? Is this person in danger? It just looks like a small child leaping up onto the bed. Am I missing something? It doesn't matter what I do with this footage, it still just looks like a small child who just shoved off the ground, leaped up, and landed in such a weird way that is actually natural for a short person to land and then kind of fall back off the bed. Yeah, that doesn't look like anything other than a child. That's just one way a child would get their parents' attention if they're asleep. I just am not seeing the paranormal. What do you think? Is this paranormal? And I'm just clueless? Who or what is moving this screwdriver? So as we watch this footage, we see a screwdriver on the countertop that just starts moving on its own. The camera operator immediately looks under the cabinet and all the way around the cabinet to try and figure out why that screwdriver just moved. So he kind of proves that there's not a string or anything being pulled. But what he doesn't show us is underneath the countertop, is there a magnet that is on a remote that's being turned on and off? Because a magnet would cause this type of reaction. So I'm not convinced it's paranormal, but I would be happy if it was. Is this door possessed? As the camera is pointed at this door, it will slowly start to open, seemingly on its own. Who or what just opened that door? The other side of that door is incredibly dark. Is somebody on that other side and just opened that door? Is this a hoax? Or is it real? So let me see if I got this straight. Your door opens, and it's incredibly dark on the other side of that door. And you walk over with your camera, and you do nothing to turn on any lights to illuminate that dark space. You don't take your flashlight. You don't use your cell phone as a flashlight. You just walk over and point your camera into complete and total darkness. Isn't this like every horror movie you've ever seen? I think the only thing missing from this movie is a screaming queen. It definitely showcases all the bad choices made in horror movies. Who is messing with this medication? This investigator is wandering through an abandoned hospital when he gets to the pharmacy. And just when he gets into the room, the bottles of medication fall over. Why? So, all the obvious questions. Was a string used to cause those bottles to fall? Was there an uneven floorboard? Did somebody pound on the other side of that wall? Was there a vibration in the building? So the timing is a little suspicious of just when it gets to that point, that's when those bottles fall. If a string is used, they're using multiple strings, simply because the bottles are moving in different directions. This is one of those where my own bias tends to get in my way, where the timing is suspicious and objects moving. Even in this situation, I can see how it could be recreated with string, but this actually may be real. What do you think on this one? What is causing this rocking horse to move? As this investigator is investigating this abandoned hospital, at the end of the corridor, he starts hearing a noise, and when it gets closer, he realizes the rocking horse is moving. Is a ghost moving this rocking horse? Is someone hiding just off camera that's moving this rocking horse? Is a string being used? Is a remote control device or a magnet somehow being used? The fact that the tail is not in frame is concerning. I doubt it's an editing trick. And why does it stop completely when he gets that close to it? This one might be real. Who moved this camera? A camera sitting on the floor suddenly is jerked to the side. Who or what moved this camera? Did somebody kick it? Did somebody step on the cord and that caused it to yank to one side? Is this a hoax? Or is this real paranormal? This footage is from paranormal investigators investigating the Lizzie Borden house. A camera that they have sitting on the floor behind everybody is what moves. The full-length video shows nobody was behind the camera and they actually had to walk up and fix the camera. So I will probably give them the benefit of the doubt and say this is real. Why is this clothing floating in the air? As we watch this crowd, suddenly we see clothing floating above the crowd. Why is it floating? Who is causing it to float? This clothing is actually on a hook and it's just being held up there above the crowd. What is this blue blob? Suddenly a blue blob shows up at this gas station. What is it? I think this is one of the first bug on a lens videos that was released like 10 years ago. It went viral, it was a big deal. It's a bug, people. It clearly flew and landed on the lens. The only reason why it's somewhat transparent is because it's a winged bug, and it's most likely blue because of the lights of the gas station. Paranormal True or False is on multiple media platforms, either at Paranormal True or False or at PTF Paranormal. Much thanks to Jim Riley for the background music. Be safe and watch out for the non-paranormal threats. And you may want to watch the most recent upload or the How They Faked It playlist. Thanks for watching Paranormal True or False.